So hi, I'm Diksha, and today's topic for data mining project is analysis of social responses after a natural calamity using text mining and sentimental analysis. And I have worked along with my fellow team members Kalyani and Sharvari on this project. Going ahead in this PPT, we will learn about the agendas like introduction. Next slide, please. Yeah. So going ahead in this PPT, we will learn about the agendas like introduction, data information, techniques and methodologies that we used in our project, and limitations and future scope of our project. So next slide. To begin with, each year, some part of our country is unfortunately affected by some kind of natural calamities, leaving that area into a devastated space. Considering such situations, we have worked on the data set of one of such situations which occurred in February 2023 in Turkey, Syria. Due to growing use of social media and internet, users are currently producing vast amount of data from any possible locations, and we thought we could use this content as a source of vulnerability assessment or early warning and evaluation of disaster risks. We perform machine learning techniques on such data sets to aid those who were impacted in such tragedies. Our project is basically centered on sentimental analysis on the social media comments on Turkey and Syria earthquake. Next topic. Yeah. So talking about our data collection, as I told you, we have gathered data set from social media platforms like YouTube. So we have extracted YouTube comments, and we have also extracted digital news articles, data from digital news articles. And in order to gather this data, we used API. Our data basically consists of public reactions on the happened tragedy. Next slide. These are some of the glimpses of our data set. We were able to extract almost 400 comments from YouTube API and 200 news articles using web scraping. So as you can see on the left hand side is the YouTube comment data, which consists of ID, the date the comment was posted, and the comment. And same for news articles, we have ID, then we have web URL of that news article, then the date of the comment being published, and the news article itself. Then I would like to go to the next slide. Yeah. So finally, talking about the data cleaning and pre-processing of our data set, we first had to convert the API into data frame. The next thing we did was removed unnecessary columns and converted the text data into lowercase. As the data was collected from social media, it had a lot of punctuation marks, stop words, and emojicons. And using Spacey, we were able to remove those two. And lastly, we performed lemmatization and tokenized our text data. So I would like to hand it over to Kalyani to explain the further part.
Hello, I'm Kalyani. I'll be going ahead with the data analysis and visualizations part. So exploratory data analysis helps us in understanding the data better by summarizing and creating visualizations. And it becomes really easier to interpret and digest the information with the help of visualizations. So here we can see the word clouds that are generated from the news articles as well as the YouTube comment dataset that we used. So the word cloud generated from the news articles contain word related to the people in Turkey and Syria. Few words such as rescue, effort, and aid shows that the news covered in the rescue operations and help provided to the affected population in the country. The words such as earthquake magnitude, time, death shows that the news articles also highlighted the number of deaths, the magnitude of the earthquake, the time when it occurred, etc. In the word cloud generated from YouTube comments, it is seen that the words like help, God, pray, and similar words in other languages are being used in the comments. These words depict the affected people, that the affected people need help and they are praying to God and expressing their feelings via these platforms. But to understand the frequent words better, we plotted bar plots of top 20 frequent words in each of the dataset. So it is observed in the news articles bar plot, it is observed that the words like people, rescue, government, country, etc. were used. So these shows that the news articles spoke about rescue and aid for the public, also about the magnitude and deaths caused by the earthquake, and also about the role of government in all this situation. In the YouTube comments, we can see that all the words are in some other language but are written in English alphabets. But as we can understand, it is mostly related to prayers and God and the country, and about the incident that happened. So coming to the next slide, it is about the results we obtained from sentiment classification. done on both the data sets. We use textplot library of Python to perform this. So as we can see that most of the news articles were classified as neutral because the language that is used in news articles is mostly formal, and this does not contain any strong emotions or sentiments. But we can see that there are quite a few of YouTube comments that were classified as positive and negative. This is because like people express their raw sentiments and emotions via YouTube comments. The next algorithm that we used in our project is k-means clustering. So before performing k-means clustering, we reduce the data dimension to 2 using PCA. And we used elbow method to determine the number of optimal clusters required for to go ahead with k-means. So these are the plots for these are the scree plots for both the data sets. In both the plots, we can see that the elbow point is seen at 3. So we are going ahead with 3 clusters for both in both the data set for k-means clustering. These are the results that we had obtained from k-means clustering for both the datasets. We can see that there are 3 distinct clusters in each of them. In the third cluster, in one cluster from each of the dataset, we can see that there are very less points assigned. And in case of YouTube comments, all the points assigned to one clusters are at the same coordinates as the centroid of the cluster. To understand the clustering better, we have also derived the top 20 words from each cluster. So from the news articles, we can see that the words from cluster 0 represent that the articles were related to rescue teams, aids, and providing assistance during emergency, and how military and firefighters and medical personnel are helping in that situation. The words from cluster 1 are more inclined towards damages and loss, such as deaths, injuries, and building collapses. And the words from cluster 2 are about the time and magnitude of the earthquake. In case of YouTube comments, the words from cluster 0 are about friends and family. The words from cluster 1 are related to players, and the cluster 2, that is the third cluster that we obtained, the words in that are all about God and the earthquake. So for the further part will be covered by
Yeah, so hello, I'm Sharvari Ghatake. So after k-means clustering, the next technology we hopped on to was association rule mining. The technology is basically used to determine the links between the dataset. So as you can see, we have performed ARM on both of our datasets, that is news articles and YouTube comments. Below graphs are pretty much very evidence that the data extracted from news articles and YouTube comments didn't have a pattern or relationship among each other. Whereas the public data extracted from YouTube comment don't have the relationship, but the data from the news articles have relationship between the words in the data sets. So it indicates the value of the which is indicates the support value for the words. Moving on to next slide. The emotion detection technique, we used an NRClex library from Python. It classified our data into 5 major categories such as fear, anger, sadness, disgust, and joy. From this graph, it is very much evident that news articles had more data inclined towards fear, anger, and sadness. And whereas YouTube comments have data inclined towards fear, anger, sadness, as well as disgust and joy, which is very unlikely in such situations, proving the irrelevance of the data. Further talking about limitations and future scope of our project, the major restriction we faced was the size of dataset. Other than dataset, languages other than English is used in YouTube comments had a major impact on our dataset. The last limitation we faced in our project was presence of mixed sentiments, which made it tough for us to categorize the data either into positive category or negative category. The future scope of our project can be building a supervised machine learning model to classify emotions accurately. Secondly, working on data sets which is other than text, such as images, video, and audio clips. Third, being able to extract the sentiments from languages other than English. Last one is transforming architectures for better understanding of text analysis. Moving forward. To conclude, using information which is acquired from social media can hold an immense potential in providing rescue and help in such incidents with the help of sentimental analysis and text mining. These technologies provide an insight for a decision support system, which can also improve early warning system, disaster risk management in general, and be efficient in crisis management plan. Next slide. So these are some of the references which we studied to go ahead with our project. Thank you.